Hello and welcome to the Denta Show. I'm so excited to be meeting up with Joshua Kwesi Buatsi, a Ghanaian pro boxer who is just making waves in the UK. Born in Ghana and came to the UK at a tender age, but at 15 years old he came across a pair of gloves right here in Croydon, in this place. I'm going to find out why he decided to do boxing and why he's so special. I'm joined by the one and only Joshua Kwesi Buatsi.
Buatsi.
Not Buatsi.
Not Buatsi, Buatsi.
Where did that come from?
So when I first came to London, my dad said to me, they're going to say your surname differently. And I said, why? It's Buatsi. Everyone knows how to say Buatsi, but soon I realized that they say Buatsi. It's how it's spelled, but that's because I'm an Ewe, but it's pronounced Buatsi.
Okay. So you're an Ewe, as you stated.
100.
So you were born in Ghana.
100%.
100% Ghanaian.
100.
There's no mix there.
Not at all. 100% Black Star.
Black Star. So what are some of the fond memories that you left behind at the age of, you came here at the age of 9?
At the age of 9.
What do you remember? What's some of the memories of Ghana?
So for those who cannot see, I've got slippers on. So in Ghana, my first memories is wearing chalote. All the time you're in chalote, you're in shorts. And just playing football with my friends. Just living a simple life. Life is still simple here, but it's always hot in Ghana, so you're always nice and comfortable. But over here it's cold, it rains too much, but I'm still grateful and happy.
Definitely. Tell me about like growing up in Ghana.
So growing up, I went to Croydon school. It's in Tema, and I went with my older sister Salom. I just remember her looking after me. She's only 2 years older than me, but she was almost my second mum. Anything that I needed to be done immediately, she was my first point of contact, and she would do it for me. But she's only 2 years older than myself. But now I'm the one that's older than her, so it's better that way.
You prefer it that way?
Yeah, it's better that way.
What made your parents bring you to London?
It was just for a better education, and I'd say more opportunities. So for me, I say London or England as a country is a land of opportunities. So the aim was to come here, to get into the education system, to do well, which I have done. I box, I ended up doing boxing, but I've been through the whole system, the educational system, so I had to do that to keep them happy, and then boxing to keep myself happy.
How was the transition though, from coming from a hot country to like coming to the UK, you know, how was it?
The first experience then was when the gates of the airplane opened, it was cold. But I came in just a traditional wear, just some thin trousers and some thin tops. So I came and it was cold, but I said, okay, this is not bad. But then the next day, it snowed for about 2 weeks, and there was heavy snow. And you can imagine, I've never seen snow before in my life, so I was outside playing. And now I'm going to tell you a secret that I haven't told anyone. Not many people know. So those of you who are watching, this is like a top secret. So you can imagine, my hands have gone really cold. My whole body is cold. So common sense says, you know, have some hot water on your skin. Have a very hot shower. But little did I know that when your hands are frozen, you don't go and put it in hot water, because I thought the water would kind of balance it out, but it didn't, and it made it a lot more worse and a lot more painful. And in fact, I almost slipped out of the bath because of the shock. Because to my knowledge, I didn't know you don't mix cold with hot.
You just need to let it cool naturally.
Exactly, or even use cold water on the cold, but little did I know.
Oh, poor you.
But I've learned from it.
It will never happen again, right?
Never again.
At 15 years old, you picked up some boxing gloves. What happened after that?
So right now we're at my best friend's boxing gym. So he came to our old estate with a set of boxing gloves, and it was summertime, so everyone was out in the estate, in the area, and we tried it on. People were sparring each other, fighting each other, but because he had done boxing before, he was able to outmaneuver everyone. So and I went in with him, and he quickly did 1 2 1 2, and that was it. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm gonna learn whatever it is that you've learned, and we're gonna spar each other or fight each other in 6 weeks' time. So that was like my first encounter with boxing. And then after the 6 weeks,
it's not like something that you dreamed about being a boxer.
Nah, in fact, when I lived in Ghana, they used to show boxing on the TV, and as a kid, I was like, this is a waste of time.
Really?
12 rounds is going to waste the cartoon times that I have to watch. And I used to watch Power Rangers all the time. That's my favorite program. So I was thinking, this is going to waste time. But you know, after coming here and being introduced to the sport in that way, I fell in love with it straight away. So that was my first encounter with boxing.
Okay.
And since then I've been doing it for 10 years now.
Okay, so 6 weeks later, you went and trained, and you come back to do something. And then what happened?
I trained with him.
You trained with
for
him.
6 weeks. I would say I got the better of him in the 6 weeks. He might say other, but after the 6 weeks, I've never lost a round to him. So I still spar him every day.
Wow.
He runs the gym. He's older than me. He's been there from when I first started the sport, so he knows the mistakes that I still make. But we still get the rounds in. But I'll say I've never lost a round to him since. He might say other. So maybe we might have to cover that and let people decide.
And maybe I'll have to be the
referee.
Yes, definitely.
The third man in the ring. No problem.
So after you fall in love with the sport, like, what made you want to continue? Like, what was the passion? What was the drive for you to continue to do boxing?
I think other sports you can play them, but as they say, the quote unquote, you can't play boxing. So for me, I said, this sport cannot be a hobby for me. If I want to do it, it has to be serious, because you hit people in the head, they hit you in the head. So I sat down and I said, as a hobby, it's not for me, but to be serious about it, it's for me. So, and the thing is that I knew I could fight. I've got good fighting instincts. Most Ghanaians have it, so if you don't know it, you have good fighting instincts. Even you have good fighting instincts. So that was already in me. So it was just about learning the skill of boxing, because there's a skill to it. So that was kind of the deciding factor to say that, nope, this is not a hobby. Football is a hobby. Athletics is a hobby. You play football, basketball, but you don't play boxing.
Okay. How was it like telling your parents that I want to be a boxer, I want to take this seriously?
Wow. So the first reaction was nope, straight away. It's like we've brought you over from Ghana to England for a better education, to get more opportunities, and out of everything you choose to be a boxer. And I think, I'm not too sure, but maybe back home it was seen as only the dumb or the uneducated did boxing. So for me, I said that's really good that they've got that perception. So I want to now say that actually someone can box and still be in the education system. So they didn't take it too well, but at the age of 18, my dad said, you know, you're your own man. The decisions that you make, it's up to you. And my mum supported me in ways that she could, cooking, washing my clothes. Because you train so many times in boxing, you have to just keep washing and washing. So they did their parts to help me.
Did they ever come to watch you, like training, or watch you spar?
A bit of training, but in terms of the fighting, not really. Only recently my sister started coming to watch me fight in real life, but in terms of coming from when I first started, no, not really.
But you think it's scary for them? Because obviously, like, my son is into boxing, and it scares me as a mother. Like, he's gonna go into a ring one day like you, and people are gonna be hitting my son.
It doesn't sit well, does it?
It doesn't sit well. So probably those are the type of emotions that...
Absolutely, I fully understand, because even when my close friends who are boxers fight, even I get nervous, and I'm thinking, do you know what, just go in there, get the job done quick, we all come out, we go out, we eat, and we go home. But so I can understand that.
And then you're right, you still continued with your education, so you did your degree. You did it in management science.
Management studies and sports science.
Why did you choose to do the sports science? Was it to kind of get better knowledge about sport in general?
So I think I did that because it was just an interest that I had. But the thing about sports science is it's not more practical hours in sports. You learn the science of sports. You learn the reasons why the body does what it does. So that was the first shock, because I thought, oh, do sports science, you can do more sports than that, but that was not the case. And I chose management studies because it's completely different to what I do. I'm in sports every day, we deal with sports, but outside the ring, there's things to be done. So I thought that would kind of give me an insight to the business industry and to think to be a bit business minded, and it's helped me a lot.
Definitely helped.
It's helped a lot, because when you turn professional, there's contracts you need to read through, and if they say you get £10, it doesn't mean you're going to get the whole £10. You need to read what's going to happen to that £10.
But you actually didn't finish uni straight away.
Nah.
You
I had to juggle and balance and time and do what I can do and when I could do it. So I went.
So you're doing amateur during that time?
Yeah, so I was boxing for Great Britain. So I was full time for my first year.
Okay.
Then my second year I got into Great Britain, so I went part time. Whilst being on there for part time, because that makes it 2 years, I then qualified for the Olympics. Or actually, the Olympics were approaching.
Okay.
So when January came of 2016, I rang my uni and said, I've done 2 years. I need to stop uni right now so I can actually try and qualify for the Olympics. Because for 2 years I've been using boxing as an excuse to get extension on my essays and exams and everything. So I said, actually, if I actually go to the Olympic Games, then they can be like, okay, he wasn't lying. So the year of 2016, I literally stopped university. I paused everything in my life to concentrate on qualifying for the Olympic Games, and I moved to Sheffield where the British team train. Rather than coming home on the weekends, I moved there. Yeah, I stayed up there, and then finally I qualified in April. Went to the Olympics in August. But then after August, I came back, and for 2 weeks I was in London, and then I was back to uni in September to finish finish my third year, which was quite scary because the third year is the most important year, is the hardest year. So I haven't been in education for about a year and a half, so I thought, how am I gonna go back to that level? But I was able to do it.
You're studying, and then when you break up like that, and then to go back into your third major year, and then to come out with a 2-1, you did well. Yeah,
somehow I got a 2-1. I'm not sure how, but no, I know how, man, because there were times that we trained 3 times a day, and I'd go home, open my laptop at about 10 p.m. and do work till early in the morning. And then wake up in a few hours to start training again. Another session for the day, 3 sessions for the day. And I kept on doing that. So much that I even used to get headaches. So I decided that I have to stop for the Olympic year so I can genuinely concentrate on training and try and qualify. And then, thank God, somehow it managed to happen.
So, but then you got a bronze at the Olympics.
Again.
And how was that feeling?
It was probably the best performance of my amateur career, because I knocked out a guy who had achieved way more than myself before I even started boxing. So it's quite precious, but I somehow managed to capture a bronze medal, went against all the odds, beat people that I shouldn't have beaten, with little experience, so I'm forever grateful for that.
And then, so how was the transition from being amateur to pro? Like, what is the transition? That
was a transition, but the other transition was your demand going from this level to that level. So because I went in and not expected to get a medal because of the little experience that I had. So getting a medal, but do you know what it was by knocking out people to win the medal. Because you can win a gold medal by points, and they can say that was good. But at the Olympic level, because we're all so good, there's not really much knockouts. So to knock out 2 people out of the 4 fights that I had, it was captivating, and people thought, wow, who's the guy representing Great Britain? So that was a whole different transition that I had to deal with.
Keep knocking out people.
Somehow. somehow. But you know, that was one experience, and the experience from the amateurs to the pro was quite different, but I think I've adjusted well, and I'm still adjusting. The gloves are smaller, the lights are brighter, the audience are more, not rowdier, but there's more demand from the people watching.
They want more.
They want more, but it's the sports that I'm in, so I deal with it. Pressure is good.
Okay, so do you think that if you had an opportunity, would you ever play for Ghana?
100%. It's something that I tried to do in 2012. For various reasons, it didn't kind of come to the finish point. I didn't go through to finish it, but I would say it was the best move for myself to make because I was 4 years younger. So 4 years time, I was much more older, much more developed. I knew I had learned a lot more, and I had more opportunities to represent Great Britain and to get the experience that I needed to get to kind of win a medal and to put me up there. But when I still fight, the black stars on my waist all the time. Ghana is in my heart. That's why I was born. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's there for life.
Okay. And then so pro now.
Yep.
Lights are bigger. Yep. Crowd is eager. They want more from you.
Yeah.
And you are there. Your first pro match. Feeling. What was going through your head?
Win at all costs. That's all you have to do in this boxing game. You can do anything outside the ring. People don't really care, but it's what you do when you step in the ring. So there was pressure, but it was good pressure. You have to use that pressure to make you train harder and to be as determined as possible. So when you get in there, you don't know what's going to happen, but you do know that at the end you're going to win. So when I get in the ring, I'm like, okay, we've got 10 rounds, 8 rounds, 12 rounds. That's fine. I don't know how that's going to go, but at the end, you need to make sure that it's you, that your hand is lifted up. And that's the mentality you need to have when you get in that ring.
When you get in that ring, that's the mentality that you need to have. We're going to go for a short commercial break. We will be right back.
Imperial Homes Ghana in Great Britain has carved a niche for itself within the real estate industry as the premier provider of luxury homes in Ghana and England, with a mission to provide safe, good value, modern housing and personalized estate management services to its clients and customers. All our homes meet the Lifetime Home Standard, as well as the highest standards of engineering excellence, safety, environmental sustainability, and cost efficiency. Imperial Homes, a signature of luxury.
Guba Card welcomes you to the land of gold, Ghana. The Guba Card is a unique loyalty card which gives you the opportunity to enjoy discounts of up to 40% on goods and services. You enjoy discounts of the best of hotels, amazing restaurants, beauty lounges, spas, health centers, fashion houses and shopping centers in Ghana. The Guba card can also be used as a prepaid Visa card with Access Bank, our partners, offering you conveniences on all payment platforms. Applications is safe, secure and valuable.
Call us or WhatsApp us on 0245 156 705.
Visit www.gubadiaspora.com. Guba Card, the best discount card in Ghana. With over 1.2 billion people, Africa is a large continent with a rapid economic growth, full of investment and business opportunities. It hosts numerous opportunities for entrepreneurs, businesses, and individuals. As Africa marches towards a better economic future, how do you become part of it? Who can you safely speak to? Where do you start? Think no further. Ordana connects. We have identified the challenges people face in getting the right people and discovering the right opportunities in Africa. Ordana Connects will be the platform where people and businesses seeking opportunities in Africa meet and connect like never before. Ordana Connect. Join our waitlist for early access this summer at www.ordanaconnect.com.
So his mentality is that when he goes into the ring, it's a win. Like, he's not coming out losing, he is winning. But one thing I always see that you always do is that you always get in your knees and you pray before you get into the ring.
Oh, 100.
Is it something that you've always done? Are you a very spiritual person? You know, why?
So I think I'm aware that everyone trains hard. But I'm also aware that the favour of God carries you and you have access to things that you shouldn't have had. So for me, that's the most important thing. Before I fight every time, a close friend of mine prays for me, comes in the changing room, he's always praying. Whilst my hands is getting wrapped, he's praying. And sometimes he might stop to talk to someone and I'll say, Kevin, you're meant to be praying, and he'll carry on praying. And I'm playing music, and I personally will pray before I enter the ring because I know that it's physical and that, but if you can pray and get the God above to come and to go before you and to kind of level out everything and to be in your corner, for me that's good.
It's inspiring. Is there any favourite quotes or any favourite verse that you use to?
I think the thing is about my friend that prays for me. His name is Kevin Dapper, by the way. So he comes with different things all the time because the thing is he's been praying with me since I was 15. I've had so much fights, so it's boring if he's coming with the same thing over and over again. Not boring, but it can get a bit repetitive. Yeah. So he comes with different things every time, and I'll ring him the night before and say, you know, do you have something that you're gonna say to me? And he said nope. And it's just on the way that something will happen, and he will just come and be like, Josh, this is what I'm thinking, and this is what I want to share with you. And it's a confidence booster because I train hard. We all train hard. But as I'm walking to the ring, there's things that are running through my head. And one thing that you just asked is, what's my favorite quote? The one that sticks to mind, or what is always ringing in my head, is in the book of Joshua, which is my name, funny enough. It just says, whether the soul
It's not funny enough. You know you love that because it's Joshua. Don't try it, Josh.
Yeah, because I'm Joshua, it's called Joshua too. So it's just it says, where the sole of your feet touches, I'll make your territory. So for me, when I enter the ring, I always I calm down because I'm aware that it's my territory. But Kevin will go a step further and say, it's not just the ring, it's when you enter the O2 Arena in London, which is where I've been boxing quite often. So he says, when you enter there, you must believe the arena is your territory. So I have to remember that all the time, all the time. And the word grace, I just have to remember that it's the grace of God why all of this is happening, not because not because I fasted for 20 days or I trained for 100 days. It's nothing to do with that.
So you're walking up into the ring. I just want to know what the feeling is like when you're.
So you're in the backstage, and it's dark, and you can hear the crowd cheering, and your music potentially being played or getting ready to play.
So you ask for the particular music. Is that what happens?
Yeah, you ask for it. So they'll do that.
So that means I need to make a song for you. You know.
Make a song. if it's a good tune that we can vibes to, they'll be playing it out.
Oh man, listen guys, I'm gonna be making a track just for Josh to walk out to.
So do that. So they do that, and you can hear the crowd getting excited, cheering, and you kind of, for me, what I do personally is I like to stand, at the entrance, but take a look and acknowledge everyone and kind of soak it in, because then you put the pressure on yourself, and it's good. You can work with that. You get the energy. Everyone's watching.
I can feel it.
Some people want you to win, some people don't. But at this stage of my career, I can say most people want me to win.
Of course.
But good or bad, I've boxed internationally, and I've been in a hostile environment. But you have to use the crowd to work in your favour. It's good. If they're cheering for you, that's good. If they're booing you, that's still good. To an extent, that's even better, because it makes it sweeter when you beat the guy you have to beat. So I kind of look around, and you can see the lights flashing, people cheering, and then I look at the ring, because that's where I'm going. And once my eyes are locked on the ring, that's it. Like I enter the ring, and my eyes is locked on the opponent until the fight is over, basically. So the moment I get in, I've seen the target, I know who it is, I know what we have to do, and it's all serious from there. It's all business from there.
So you've walked in now, and then
as I'm climbing the stairs, I remember whether the sole of my feet touches, and once my ring hits the canvas, I know that it's my territory. You get in the ring, and you're cool, and you're calm, and you're just remembering that physically you've done everything you can do. It's all mind games now. And I have to remember that God's on my side all the time.
And I think boxing, there is a lot of mind games, because even before you guys fight, there's
games. Do anything you can to throw your opponent off. But I think the most dangerous ones are the quiet ones, because you don't know what they're thinking, you don't know what the next move is, you don't know how they feel. But if you talk and you express how you feel or what you're thinking, they might counter that. So I think the dangerous ones are the silent ones.
The silent ones. And then before you actually boxing an opponent, so just say you're going to have a fight with Denta, and so you start watching Denta's boxing matches,
the team might watch your match. So for me, I might watch you fight for one round, and I'll say that's enough for me, so I have an idea of what you fight like. But then my trainers and the team will watch it, and during training you work on drills, you drill it over and over again. But for me personally, a round or two is enough. Because how you're fighting someone will be different to how you fight me. So
they might change it
I don't like to read too much into that. I just work it out on the spot.
And how's diet on the lead up to? So you know you're fighting, say, in 2 months' time.
Yeah.
What process do you go through?
So I think for my last fight, I did a 6 weeks of just dieting.
Wow.
So camp was for like 9 to 10 weeks, but I started really strict on my diet 6 weeks out. When there's a title on the line, you have to be the championship weight. So you can't be a pound over.
So it's between 76 and 79?
No, 76 kilograms and 79 kilograms. So it's 79.3, so you can't be 79.4.
Okay.
It has to be between 76 and 79.3.
Okay.
So I started dieting weeks and weeks, because the mistake some people make is they leave it last minute and then they crash the weight, so they take it off really quickly, and that's when it can get dangerous for your health and for everything. But if you do it properly,
gradually,
like you gradually bring it down, then it should be better. So
so that's 6 weeks. You don't have any fufu or wache or kenke or
fufu, wache, kenke. It's out Banku, they're out of the window. But the occasional jollof rice is a must.
It's a must. The Ghana jollof rice.
The Ghana jollof rice.
Not Nigerian jollof.
Definitely not Nigerian. Basmati rice all day. So that you can sneak that in, but no way do you eat the Banku. Thing. That one they'll put too much weight. So you miss that if you can.
You miss out. Okay. So talking about Nigeria, so obviously you have been signed by a Nigerian great boxer who Anthony Joshua, who is very much respected. And how was the feeling like when he decided to sign you?
So I think for me it's some, like, I'm grateful for it, but I can't thank him enough for it. That's the thing, because the team he's put around me and the work they do for me outside the ring, I don't think I would have been able to have that in place if I had to start off myself. I would have, but it would have taken way too long. But I've had the benefit to be able to turn professional straight away and to have that team around me instantly. So it's something.
So how
that
did it all come about though? What happened?
So because the thing is, Josh boxed for Great Britain as well, so he went through the Great Britain team, so I met him through that. So he's been through the Olympic system, won a medal, and I did the same thing. So it was quite easy to just talk to him and to know that, you've been through that system, you've got a team around you that's helping you to be successful outside the ring as well. And that's kind of what I wanted, because inside the ring matters, but the things you do outside also matters. You need to kind of maximize your profits outside the ring too. So and things have to be done professionally. So I'm grateful that he put that team around me.
So he saw you at the Olympics. Is that where he met you?
He met me well before. So at the Olympic setup, at the Olympic training camp, it's in Sheffield, and that's where we all train. So he went through that system, and I went through that system as well. So that's kind of where I first met him. And then we spoke and kept on talking. And then when I turned professional, they made they kind of made it clear that they wanted to work with me. So I said, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm grateful that you've even considered me. So it's quite a big thing.
Wow. So who are some of the people, past boxers, or current even, that have inspired you?
Past boxers, I'll say, is Joe Fraser. He was Muhammad Ali's biggest rival. Him, Joe Fraser, his style, he's relentless. Quite a bit of a quiet guy and no nonsense type of guy, so I like him. And currently, I'll say, is a retired boxer who retired maybe a couple of years ago, called Andre Ward, for America. Big fan of his. He makes it clear that he represents Christ. He believes in God, but in the ring you have to do what you have to do. So I look up to him, and I'll say someone that inspires me.
Is there any Ghanaians that you've watched that you like? Is there any?
You cannot miss out the Professor.
At all.
And salute to him and respect to him for what he's done, because even over here they know him and they talk about him all the time. And when people that know boxing meet me and they say, "Oh, you're from Ghana, you're a good boxer," they always bring up the Professor.
We have a WBA title.
We do, in the house.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's open this up, because this is just like amazing.
I was scheduled for 10 rounds with a guy from Lithuania.
It was a knockout first round.
Yeah, oh, you broke the news to the
Come on,
too early.
I have to do it.
So it was scheduled for 10 rounds, and he came out ready to fight. With a lot of pressure, he was trying to apply to myself, but he ended up walking into a shot in the first round. So this was the reward of that. And it's not just for me, it's for everybody, it's for you, it's for the people back home, so it's for everybody.
I can't believe this. Round 1, Josh.
In the first round.
Like, what?
Hopefully many more victories from me in round 1.
Amen. Like, but okay, so what goes into a round 1, like, just knockout? That must have been some heavy hitting.
The thing about boxing is there's only one punch. You're only one punch away from getting knocked out.
Wow.
So, and whenever you throw a punch, you're vulnerable to receive one yourself. So it was literally that he was trying to force himself onto me to apply a lot of pressure, and I caught him on the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know when you guys cuddle up, what's that? What are you doing?
So sometimes,
is it just a rest?
Sometimes it's to rest.
Okay.
Sometimes it's to position your opponent where you want him.
Oh.
And do you know what I mean? So you have to always be planning. You always have to be a step ahead when you're doing things in the ring. So everything we do is for a reason. If it's to rest, make sure you rest. If it's to kind of walk him towards the ropes or to the corner, make sure you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you always have to have a plan.
So how was it feeling like though? The first. This is just.
This is the first of many, and I would say it's a stepping stone onto the world titles. So hopefully I'll get that and I'll bring it back home and show everyone to say, look, this is the belt that someone from your own country has gone out there and to bring.
Absolutely. And what I like about you, Josh, is that you always do represent Ghana. You always have the Ghana flag there and the UK flag there, and you just represent.
All the time. And you've got a bracelet on, and on the bracelet it's got the Ghanaian symbol. Yeah. And this is always on my shorts as well, and on my jacket.
Yes.
All the time. All the time.
Obviously now you've won this. Do you think there's more pressure on you?
There's always pressure. Winning an Olympic medal, when you get in the ring, they expect to see magic all the time. But again, I have the right people around me to guide the career, and hopefully God as well to guide the career. So there's always pressure, but you deal with it. It's a fight. At the end of the day, you have to fight and to win. So win at all costs.
So what would you say to African young boys younger than you who are trying to be a boxer or get into sport? What's some of the advice that you would give them?
The one thing that I would say is being consistent, because since I've started boxing, I've been in the gym since 15 till now 25, so all the time. And if you're consistent in something, out of that it will pay off. Something will pay off. You will be rewarded somehow. So for example, I know people that do music, and I ask them, how did you become successful? And they say, what I did, Josh, was there was a month where I was just releasing music month after month, and surely one of those music will be a hit. And you're right, and one of them was a hit, and they're very successful. So just being consistent in the work.
So there's no shortcuts, is there?
Oh, not at all. There's no shortcuts. You lose friends, you lose time with the family, but they know that later on when I'm retired and everything's settled and cool, we have all the time we have. Yeah.
And do you think sometimes it gets lonely at the top, like going? Do you feel lonely at times?
Sometimes you do, because when everyone's inside relaxing and together, you have to say, okay, I'm off to the gym or I'm off to do a run. Whereas you just want to stay in with everyone. But I have to remember, when you get in the ring, everyone steps down. It's just you and the opponent. So if you've been resting when you shouldn't have, you will get found out. So that gives me the drive.
Is there any times that you felt low?
When I lost in the semi-finals of the Olympic Games, I lost my first fight for Great Britain. So automatically I thought, how can you lose your first fight? But leading up to the Olympics, I won my last 14 fights on the trot. Everything fell in place. But that was from being consistent way back, all the time, being in the gym all the time, and then planning how I wanted to be when it came to the Olympic Games. I could have had some time off, but I said to the coaches, I need to gain the experience. So keep giving me the fights, And then the Olympic Games came, I was peaking, and some people, they were inactive for a few months, but I said, for me, I thought 2 weeks ago, I'm fresh, let's go. And everything fell into place. But being consistent is key.
Consistency is absolutely key.
It's key.
Before we go, I want to know, what is your favourite Ghanaian dish?
I eat rice. I'm a rice man.
Are you a rice
So I'm
person?
very simple. Rice, stew, and boiled egg.
That's
Rice, boiled egg, and contemporary. That's it.
That's it.
That's
You're done.
it.
You're good.
Very simple.
Very simple guy.
Very simple.
3 words to describe you.
That's a really good question. I'm curious. I'm very empathetic. So I can put myself in your position, or I can, if you're feeling bad about something, I can understand why you feel bad about it and kind of try and comfort you.
Yeah.
And the third one is, I think I'm very calm. I can be, I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm very calm.
I think you are very humble,
Okay, yeah, 1,
very nice,
2,
and very caring.
3. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I think you are. I mean, the first time I met you, you're just such a nice person.
Please believe that when you see me in real life.
He is. He's such a nice person. You're so humble.
Oh, thank
Honestly,
you.
you're
Thank
so
you.
humble, Josh.
Thank you.
And I pray that whatever it is that God's plan comes to pass.
Amen.
And that, the direction that you're going, we are fully 100% behind you.
Appreciate that big time.
And we're going to be supporting you and routing for you all the time. Thank you
you.
so much for joining me on
Thanks
the show.
for having me. I really appreciate
and
that.
now we're just going to do
a session.
little sparring.
I hope you're ready.
I'm ready, you know.
Your gloves are ready as well.
My gloves are ready, and we're just gonna get in there, just do a little 1-2, 1-2,
No worries.
and then finish up.
I'm done for the day, so
Yeah?
let's get ready.
Okay, cool.